to see that in the coming days.
Cleveland's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Here's Mr. Moves, guarded by Jackson.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
5 on the clock. No good for Mr. Moves.
And although he doesn't quite get the block, he does get the missed field goal attempt because of his ability to alter the shot.
Well, almost as effective as a block. I mean, made him completely change his release point, and I think that caused the miss.
The screen from Thompson. In the corner, it's James. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. LeBron's got his first 2 points of the night. Detroit's gone 6 of 12 from outside, a very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. Morris with the bucket.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
LeBron outside, and there's the pass to Mr. Moves. Shot from 12, and they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. J.R. Smith's checked in for Kevin Love. Here's Caldwell Pope for rebound by Mr. Moves. Mr. Moves got 3 rebounds now in this one. The screen from Thompson. Here's Mr. Moves. Non-stop scoring machine here. And that one's good. James.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Irving against Jackson. Pass to Caldwell Pope. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Caldwell Pope's got 8 points in the quarter. The baseline J. And again, it's Cleveland.
Yeah, and he just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
Jackson is doubled. Here's Ilyasova, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
No good for Mr. Moves. And, well, Detroit shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. To the inside, Baines, and he uses the glass on the layup. Baines has got 8 points.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Here's Mr. Moves. Even when an opposing defense is giving him everything he can handle, he still finds a way to score. He's averaging over 33 points a game.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Here's Caldwell Pope. 18 points for him. And it's LeBron James with the rebound. James has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Another 3 for Cleveland.
What an exhibition he's putting on today. This is about as hot as you can get.
Ball's knocked loose. And here we go. Here's Mr. Moves. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for James. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Detroit also making some changes. Bargnani is checked in for Aaron Baines. Harkless comes in for Morris. And it's Johnson in for Caldwell Pope.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
They set the pick. Here's Mr. Moves. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Mr. Moves. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Well, he scored over half of their points so far. That's a major contribution.
And they double up Jackson. Johnson goes in, and he dunks it down.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Here's Mr. Moves. He's guarded by Johnson. No good for Mr. Moves. Detroit's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the three ball well. Bargnani sets the screen for Jackson. From deep, Ilyasova. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
Here's Mr. Moves. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight. From 15 feet away, it's rebounded by Ilyasova. Ilyasova's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Inside, got a piece of it. They retain possession. They get it back. Bargnani, well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance point.
Here's Mr. Moves. He's guarded by Johnson. That is good.
What a great play. Totally schooled the defender on that one.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Pistons passing it around. Jackson has the open look, and another 3 for Detroit.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Move the ball.
Here's Mr.
Stick it too
Moves,
much.
guarded by Jackson. Here's Mr. Moves, and that one's good.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Emphatic. I mean, you're not going to get anything soft when he comes to the rim. This young man is all about power.
Yeah, it's going to be a full force display every time with this guy.
Yeah, he's a one-man throwdown machine. What a finisher. My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business for sure. You're
I
right.
tell you what, he is an imposing finisher around the rim. He makes it look a little too easy.
And he gets it to go.
How about battling through the impact there and then wheeling that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Cleveland.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Love's checked in. Dishes to Harkless, and stolen by Love. The shot's good from Mr. Moves.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Harkless dishes to Bargnani, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Bargnani's got 4 points this quarter.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Here's Mr. Moves. And that's not going to go. And at the end of the third quarter. Welcome back as we get ready to start. Teams changing it up here. Detroit's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Mr. Moves in at shooting guard. J.R. Smith out there with Channing Frye. Then there's Calderon, and it's Thompson in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Back to Calderon. In the corner, Smith with it. Passes it to Mr. Moves. 4 on the shot clock. The tray. Rebound, Detroit. Harkless with it to the paint from 13. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Here's Mr. Moves. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Mr. Moves. The Cavaliers again can't hit. The Pistons have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter.
Such a strong finisher. on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the three in transition.
Johnson wide open, he fires. And it's Johnson again missing.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Mr. Moves, defended by Harkless. Here's Mr. Moves, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Wow, he got whacked on that, which shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Pistons. Out to the wing. They need this. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Fry's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Cavaliers?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Here's Mr. Moves, guarded by Jackson. The shot's good for Mr. Moves.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Jackson kicks to Bargnani, fires from the line, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Cleveland.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And these guys already with 45 wins on the year, so tonight we'll make it 46.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And this isn't one of those mini series either. I mean, this is a 4-gamer. As hard as it is to beat a team 3 times in a row, it's even harder to do it 4 straight.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Mr. Moves. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
This is disgusting.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Simon. It's tipped. Bargnani dishes to Harkless. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. Calderon passes to Mr. Moves. Corner shot. Misses the shot. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that...
What a play.
Well, congratulations on the win and for setting your season high in points scored for yourself. Would you say this is the best game you've played this year?
Yeah, I think it's up there for sure. I don't think I've had many other games where I've been this effective on the offensive end.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. An absolutely astounding and historic night for him here in this game. He was simply unstoppable in what can only be described as a masterful performance.
When Freak puts it all together,